So every time we choose a legal response, we have to select from this incredible grid of possibilities. And this grid is really reflective of the wide spectrum of possibility in laws that affect public health. We can choose from so many different kinds of legal actions to address any public health issue. And we have to also consider where the best action should be direct or indirect. Should we have direct regulation on the particular product we find undesirable? Should we have direct regulation of the people involved in the public health problem? Or should we try to influence behaviors through things like spending and taxes? And so when we're thinking about what kinds of legal responses are possible, I think it's helpful to remember we're not just talking about case law. So far, we've focused a fair amount on the idea that the way the Supreme Court interprets laws is deeply important. The way the Supreme Court protects individual rights under the US Constitution is deeply important. And of course, those things are true, but that's really just the tip of the iceberg. So we're not just talking about the role of the judiciary. We're not just talking about the role of the US Constitution. We also have to think about things like laws, statutes that are enacted by Congress or by state legislators. We have to think about regulations, which are the meat on the bones of the statute and is a response by whatever agency is the implementing agency for that statute to the power given to that agency. But even just regulations aren't enough. You have to think about sub-regulatory guidances, things like state Medicaid director letters or policy guidances that might be issued by agencies. We also have executive orders that come from the president that help those agencies to understand what their goals are in interpreting any particular law. Or as we're seeing right now, the president has a very particular role to play in declaring an emergency, which triggers the powers of particular agencies like FEMA, as well as enabling federal money to be drawn down by states.